Welcome to EnergizeUtv. This is a space for conscious conversation, grounded leadership, and embodied truth. I'm Angel Marie. Each episode delivers fresh perspectives, expert insight, and actionable strategies to help viewers elevate their energy, expand their potential, and live with greater purpose and vitality. This is not just a TV episode, it is a movement to awaken the world, raise collective consciousness, and inspire positive change. Welcome back to Energize You TV, where energy meets modern life. I'm Angel Marie, your activation catalyst, where energy moves from what you understand into how you live your life. And we're here at the Wrigley Mansion. You saw it already. It is such a beautiful place, and it's an embodied experience to be here because Wrigley Mansion holds the energy of that intention, that artistry, and that legacy. And you can feel the care that went into creating something meaningful and enduring. And the vibration here is so different than anywhere in Phoenix in this place, because Wrigley really had a vision and he loved his wife so much. So much of this was built with her in mind. And, from this vantage point, surrounded by all of this history and the beauty, we're just reminded how the embodiment is not about the perfection. It's about the presence. It's about allowing who you are and what you stand for to really fully express that, just as in this space. And it's this story is legendary, and it's nearly a century later that he built this. And I want to say thank you to Prosperity Media Network, because this is made possible, and this is produced and distributed by Prosperity Media Network. And that's providing this platform. And I thank you for being here too, that amplifies this message to help to inform, empower, and to reach the audiences around the world. So I want to say from my heart, thank you so much for investing your time to be here. So as we move on, I'm really excited because we're going to welcome our special guest today is Annie Gerber, and she's the founder of the Embodied Experience, a former executive, now Reiki master, teacher, meditation facilitator, and she blends that artistry of that human design and Tantra to help people to really feel their energy, trust their bodies and their wisdom, and live with greater clarity and alignment. And so that's why today is energetic embodiment, the dance between human design and Tantra. Yet before we go there, I'd like to have us ground us into the energy of integrity. Right now in the world, with all of what's going on from AI to, I could go on and on, there's a lot. And to really stay in the integrity. So I wanted to talk about it because integrity isn't like, it's not as like a rule. It's not like a checklist. Yet integrity is that inner state, isn't it? And you know it or you don't know it, but integrity is the energetic alignment that's between what you think and what you really feel, and how you move through the world. And, when those are two aligned energies, your energy feels clear. When they're not, you pretty much can feel it sometimes, or maybe you don't. Now, if this lands with you, maybe it does or it doesn't so far. Just notice when I said that, did you feel it somewhere in your body? Or maybe you didn't. But yet, in the Shine On book, and this is where we're taking this from, is a chapter in here. And I define inspired integrity in this way. Inspired integrity is choosing honest thoughts and actions whoa, can we just wait a second here and revisit that for just for a pause? The honest thoughts and action. That one sentence holds so much energy, doesn't it? About our thoughts, our actions, how we show up in that energy, in that honest behavior, your work, your actions, in living according to, I'm going to say it, living to that moral code. And that moral code, that moral energy of integrity, powerful. And I really I really step into that the integrity is about courage. It takes courage to really be in integrity, because it really is sometimes easier, isn't it, to not really kind of avoid the truth or stay quiet or even tell a little small lie, maybe so you look better. I mean, we've all been there, I'm sure. But when we do that, we're choosing to have that vibration, that energy, that marker, that energy go down. And it might be easier at the time, but if you're like me, it's in the past, you run through it and go, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. And just, it can be easier, but then in the long run, that integrity, you really want to step into being in more when you're in integrity is expressing with love, because that's what the powerful way to reveal what? Your authentic self. That's when you show who you really are. And I like to say your uniqueness, because for me, I'm called a unicorn a lot of times because I am a very different person. I see things through these lenses of energy. I see people, I see places, I feel. So I'm called a unicorn sometimes. And, it's not being called something. That's not what I was saying. It's really stepping into the integrity to be your authentic self, your uniqueness. And it's not about being perfect, because none of us are perfect and we won't be. And this is about being honest. And if, how does that feel for you? As you hear me say that, and this matters energetically, because when something is out of integrity, the body might tighten. For me, it totally does. I can feel these tingles. I can feel almost like I can't breathe. And my energy like contracts almost. And it's like, but in that's when I get the most information. Isn't that the interesting part? Because I get the information of, and it's not like words. It's like these frequencies of almost like I'm being pushed back or I'm being pushed forward. And in that, integrity is not just a value, right? It's a felt experience in the body. So I'm going to take a moment to just firmly shoulder width apart, like I do all the time in my energy reset, and just firmly just take a moment, because it'll help you just to connect and notice what your body feels. And where do you feel open? And where do you feel contracted? You might feel heavy someplace. And I don't want you to fix anything. I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to notice it, because a lot of times we don't notice our energies. And, I learned energy in integrating in integrity at a very young age. When I was in grammar school, I was in special needs because special education. We were in the stupid class. It really was. I mean, that was, 60 years ago. Whoa, wait, that make me 3. Okay. So it was a long time ago, but they didn't understand dyslexia. So I was in the special classes. And what happened is I was out playing in the playground, think of me at 50th grade, 6 years, like I'm running around playing in the tunnels, because we used to have tunnels in Arizona. And really, they were just like these big tunnels, and we would sit in them. It was so much fun. And anyways, so I look out, And one of my classmates, she was blind, and one of the kids was having her walk into a tree. And I saw that. And I came running and running and running, and I'm running from all the way on the other side playing something. And I pushed this kid, and I shoved him right into the tree, and he went down. And I grabbed onto her. I'll never forget it, because she was a bigger girl than me, but I'm only 5'2", but I grabbed her and I said, come on. And I left him and I went right to the principal. And I went to the principal and I told the principal what had happened in the playground and told him exactly what happened. And she was with me. But you see what happened, even at a young age, to do that. It was the anger, the adrenaline, whatever that was, that I pushed him, because I didn't want that to happen, but yet I didn't go to the principal and try to hide it. I didn't try to lie about it, and I didn't blame, well, this is why I did it. I told him exactly what was going on, and I accepted what happened to me and what happened to him too. And it's just a lesson that even back then, that was me. And that's not perfection. It's not being right. That's not it. Yet it's about being honest. It's about, and it's a big word, isn't it? Accountability. It's being accountable for your actions. Even, it doesn't matter what happens. And even as a child doing that, being and feeling that alignment of, that's not right, but yet what I did wasn't right. And I really believe that that energy of integrity was also choosing truth over fear. And when we really step up, because it takes courage. I really believe that. And it's making sense. I hope this is making sense to you, because you need to look at some of the things that you say and just notice what's stirring inside of you, because look at your personal choices, because those personal choices make who you are. And that is the vibration. That is the energy that comes out, and that comes out before you even show up. People see that. And I want you to be like totally aligned to that energy, so that you can express that when you come into a challenging place, that you can be in a place of breathing and going, okay, no matter, nobody believes this, but I'm going to step into this. Yeah. Because if you ask us to respect someone's truth, even when we do not agree with it, that's a big one, isn't it? Even when it scares you, even when it's difficult because you don't know the outcome. And, that is powerful. And this is another time that this happened to me, is understanding that when you respect somebody else's way of how they look and what their choices are, and that's what I'm talking about. And I learned this through a dear friend, Dwayne, and he was diagnosed with cancer. And he made the decision not to go through the cancer treatment. And everyone around him, it was really actually pretty brutal. His family was not happy with him. And they did not want him to not try to fight. And they wanted him on the planet. And that's also integrity too. And that takes integrity of the person. And me and Dee went back for years and years. So for me, when he told me that, being the energy person that I am, I wasn't angry. And, many people were afraid. I wasn't even afraid, because I knew that that's what he wanted. And I wanted to support him in that. And it took a while for me to convince him that I was okay with him leaving the planet whenever and however he wanted to. Because when you're really in integrity, and this is the point, when you're in integrity with you in your body, you listen to your body. You listen to that inner knowing that says, this is what I'm going to do. And there's many different ways, not just this. But you know what? He chose to feel the way he wanted to feel, and he chose to make his choice. And that, again, I'm going to jump back because I really want you to get that's incredible courage to do that. And that, because integrity is not about pleasing others. It really isn't. It's about doing what makes you comfortable, what makes you be you in that authentic place like we talked about. And he lived his truth. He really did. And he actually even smoked cigarettes to the day he left the planet because he loved to smoke. And I honored that. And he wanted to go out with in his sleep. And you know what? That's how he went. It was actually very beautiful. So, you know, he wasn't avoiding life. He was choosing the way he wanted to live in his last moments or whatever that meant. And I got to witness it. And he was really an inspiration. And think about for you in your life, who's an inspiration to you and how did they really show up in their own selves? It's a deeper question, isn't it? And living in that alignment and truly wanting and feeling that energy of making those choices with peace, with all the peace inside of you. So I hope that just lands with you and take a moment just to think about it, because our bodies respond again to how we show up and how the truth and that compassion is. And the humans, our humans, people that we love and we get inspired with, let's give them some courage and give them some grace. As I honor Dwayne, I honor his choices, and even though it was painful, but yet that was expressed through love from him and through me. And that's really where that comes from, is that energetic. And that's powerful. So let's take a deep breath on that, because I always just love telling that story because he taught me so much. And it was beautiful, the way that I became more in alignment and approval, and the kindness and the happiness that helped me to integrate that integrity that leaves that legacy. Like this place leaves a legacy, and it reminds us to live fully and just keep going, right? So integrity is just it's not just a moral idea. It's an embodiment choice too. Is asking yourself, what do I truly want? And am I willing to honor that? That question alone can realign the entire energies. So take a moment and just feel how that is showing up for you and how you're really arriving at it. I'd love to challenge you with that. And I love this one about the energy of integrity is respecting time, people's times. You know, integrity is about showing up grounded, not rushed. Integrity is also about being prepared and not winging it. Now, I know some of you know me, I wing it sometimes, but it really is like arriving to the set, arriving to a meeting, arriving to wherever you say you're going to be there. But it's not just the arrival time. It's energetically being in that place, that your body, that you're not scattered, you're not underprepared, and that you feel present because you said you were going to be there energetically. It's like, you know, I do Zoom calls, and it's an every Monday and Wednesday thing. I always get on 15, 20 minutes to just make sure that tech is working, make sure the lighting's fine, make sure. And sometimes Zoom is, I know you're going with me. Sometimes Zoom doesn't always work. And I'm like, well, what happened? It worked yesterday. So it's preparing before I get there, because giving myself that time to check, it also gives me what? That giving the nervous system time to settle, says, okay, everything is there. So when I start, I always hold space. And you can do that on Zoom, in virtual and in person. And that space actually matters, because it's how I arrive. It's how I really do lead, because I'm leading things all the time. And people, I want to make sure that I'm present here, that my body feels there, that I'm not in that present or that pressure. So I just want you to take a moment, because this is, yet all of this is information, but yet your container right now, and you might be walking around the house, you might be listening to this when you're driving, but you know what? This conversation is important, because it really is your container in its relationship in life. It's a sacred space. So go ahead. I call it a sacred space that I prepare before I arrive, so that everybody feels like they're really connected, that they're seen by me, because that's powerful, because I do see you. That's how integrity becomes lived energy. So we're going to be right back after this important message, and then we get to meet Annie.
If you're listening to the EnergizeUtv, you already know the power of connection. Now imagine sharing your contact info instantly. No typing, no paper, no friction. Our digital business cards let you share your name, phone, social links, and website with one simple scan. Perfect for professionals who want to automate building their network. Ready to upgrade how you connect? Scan the QR code on the screen and get your digital business card built by JavaLogix today.
And now here's a little bit about the Wrigley Mansion. You've got to check it out. I wanted to share with you some of the interesting facts about this legendary place, the Wrigley Mansion. One of them is there's quite a few different of the fireplaces, and they kept them as original as they could. And yet also in this room that we're in today, this is the bedroom of one of the kids. And allegedly in this bedroom, Elvis Presley stayed here. And also, this was also named because it has a Morocco, beautiful chandelier kind of, it's more of a Art Deco. And then above that, you'll see that it is a beautiful art that was painted by hand by an artist out of Italy. Wow. So this is the bedroom, and we have Morocco, and that's why this is like this. So I wanted just for you to kind of take this energy in of this historical place, because it's so iconic, how beautiful. I mean, these are original pieces that they've left here. This is antique, and it comes from, this comes from the breakfast nook, actually, downstairs. And this table actually came from downstairs, and they moved it up to this bedroom. So I wanted to just share that with you. And I hope that you kind of get that feeling of this beautiful legacy here. And I'm so thrilled that I'm able to record from this beautiful place, because the energy just comes through. So until next time, I'm going to show you something different. Wasn't that really interesting? I mean, so historic, right? So, and also I'd like to thank Prosperity Media Network for the production and distribution of how I am here at the Wrigley Mansion. So thank you so much. And also to you, because I see you and I celebrate you and where you're at and how you're helping planet. Welcome, Annie. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with you today at the Wrigley Mansion, right? Oh. I know. So please, I know how much I love you, and I've known you for years. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Mesa, Arizona, coming up on 32 years of marriage with my husband, next mom. Have 4 amazing adult kids who are out there living their best life with their best significant others, and a brand new granddaughter. She's about 6 months old now, and she's just a treat and teaching me new things every day.
Oh, wow. You're totally blessed with, I think it's all about the kids. I do.
They're such great teachers.
They really are. And sometimes I call them the masters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I learned some lessons.
And I just want to say right off is I really enjoy the human design, that whole system, the whole thing. But a lot of people don't understand that it's not just a belief system.
No.
And it's a mechanical understanding of how you really design the operation. So if you can kind of tell the viewers what that looks like.
Yes, I love human design. It kind of blends the spiritual and the scientific, but it's a very logical system. And it's based on ancient wisdoms, astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Kabbalah tree of life, and the Hindu chakra system, and as well as quantum physics. And it just puts together this amazing tool, and it gives us a blueprint of who we are, and we can follow that map and have so much insight on ourselves.
And you just said something, you said, and it's about quantum physics.
Yes.
And for me, I'm always talking about that because it can't be denied. It can't be argued.
No.
Quantum physics is energy.
Yes.
And that's everything is the energy.
It is. We're all energy. Everything is energy.
Everything. And I love this from 2016, University of Wisconsin found that the neural system has a real pathway for that embodied decision making.
Yes.
And that's meaning is that your body contributes your frequency. That's it. The energy of it contributes to your choices to have that clarity.
Yes.
And it's not just your thinking mind. So kind of tell us a little bit more.
Our body is speaking to us all the time. And human design gives us that awareness and that knowledge of our own energy so that we can tap into that and kind of understand what that feels like when things come up for us. Or when it comes to decision making, we all have our own unique way of making decisions based on our human design.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, it's always the way that I feel. If I feel this way or feel that way, and my body moves without me even, I start to go and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going over here.
Yeah. Those are energetic clues.
Yeah. And it's that frequency that helps us to move and to groove into other things.
Yes.
So I know that in human design, there's some pillars.
Yes. Do you mean the types?
Because there's
yeah.
Go ahead and kind of give us an overall.
In human design, there are 5 types. And it's basically how our aura moves and interacts with other people.
Okay, so wait a minute. You said aura, because some people don't know.
By aura?
So what we mean by that is the biofield, the energy around you.
Yes. Yes. And each type has our own specific aura and how we move with the world. Let's say generators, they're just enveloping, inviting energy. And manifestors are just kind of moving energy out of the way so that they can create. And projectors, they're just kind of peering into people's energy and they want to get to know the other. So it's really interesting learning your type and learning how your energy interacts with other people. But it's that aura, it's that field that's around us.
And that makes so much sense because I'm a manifester.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah. Oh. And it's I'm always seeming like there's always these opportunities coming out. And I explain that by the vibration that I'm always in. And I call them markers. I call them these circuits. In what I'm not only thinking about, but how the frequency of how I show up
and how that's expressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody expresses differently.
Absolutely.
So, but yet being in any of those doesn't matter, right?
No.
I mean, it really, it doesn't, there's no good or bad.
No, we're all perfect. It's our own little instrument. We're all our own instrument, contributing to this symphony of life.
Yeah. And the thing is this container, and I say it like that because I feel like we're in this container, everybody's different container.
Yeah.
We're all looking for the same thing. And for me, and what I see in people doing this is that it's people wanting to be in alignment.
Yes.
And that's kind of a buzzword right now.
It really is. But it's such a great buzzword because it's such an important thing to be in alignment. And that's what human design does. It kind of gives you this map of who you are so you can kind of rest and relax and knowing you were built perfectly. You came here perfectly. And understanding your design just helps you relax. It's like, okay, I am this way. And you can just really be with that and embody that so that you can move through life with less effort.
Ooh. That's the key too.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, I really believe that all of us, we're all hardwired that we just really want to be. It's just we want it to be easy. Absolutely. And we just want to have fun. And it's this whole thing is not just the belief system, like we said. It helps to maximize the resilience and minimize the
resistance.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then it maximizes the alignment.
Your alignment and that in turn makes you more magnetic and brings more things to you.
And that's the thing is the energy of that magnetic, when you consciously put that out. But most of the time we're not conscious.
No.
Really not.
In our bodies, we're up in our head.
Yeah. And I always say, if you're in your head, you're dead.
It's very true. It's like we just, it's so important to really understand where our body is and how we're feeling, kind of gauge that moment by moment.
So what would you tell high achievers, because we have entrepreneurs, we have many people. And how would you say, we can say that to be instead of your head.
Right.
But what is something other than breathing? I know, because we always say, take a breath.
And that is very important. And I always say that's the first step, but really just check in with your body. I have a scale from 1 to 10, and I always ask myself, where am I at? 10 being the most relaxed and dropped in and grounded. And sometimes I'm like, I think I'm relaxed, but when I really check in, I might be at a 5. And how can I go deeper and just be more aware and be into those 5 senses, feel the touch and what are you hearing? What are you smelling? And just really getting back to the body.
Let's kind of delve into that just a little bit more, because what am I feeling? I feel cool right now.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to take a moment. What are you feeling? You might be doing the dishes. I know you might be running around the house and listening to this podcast or, but what are you feeling? And then what's the next one?
That would be hear. What do you hear? The sense of hearing, the sense of.
Is it just my voice? And is the voice okay? Or is it?
How many different things can you hear at once? Do you hear the planes outside? Do you hear other noises? There's so many sounds around us.
Yeah. And then probably taste. You might or might not be doing the taste right now.
Right. But there's always something to taste if you really dig in. You can do you still taste your lunch? Do you just taste the dryness of the air?
Ooh, yeah. The mint that I just had.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then,
there's touch, sight, and what are you seeing? Not just seeing just you, but periphery around.
There's all the stuff around. Yeah. And this one person that I worked with, she told me, I want you to take your fingers and I want you just to rub them and get to a point where you can feel every ridge. You can feel.
Exactly.
And when you can do that, that's when you're really in that presence.
Yeah.
And when I do that, because now I do that more than that, and I can do it on all my fingers now, and it helps me, and I can feel it just all the way go down. So
I can feel that now too. That is a great little tool for me. I'm going to put that in my toolbox. That definitely brings us in the body.
And I love this one too, because in 2018, researchers out of the University of Sesquipus found that the brain and the body communicate constantly. And that's what we're really talking about.
Yes.
And that people who pay attention to this, they have more of an internal signals. And that's what we're talking about here. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. And they have more alignment with that emotional decisions, because we have a lot of those.
We really do. Yes. And when you can tune into your human design, you can kind of feel into your body. But like I said, when you get your human design reading, you'll know what your authority is, like the best way to make decisions, and you can feel into your body and kind of make those decisions for more clarity.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes total sense. It's a reminder.
Yes.
It's a reminder that we're alive. Because I have this feeling that a lot of times what happens is we don't really remind ourselves we're on this autopilot thing. So if you could tell me, you had a client come in, because I know that you see clients and you do their design. So when they come in, what's their aha moment? Like, what is it? Like, what do you?
It's more a validation. When they hear their human design reflected back to them, it's like, I've always felt that. I've always known that about me, but I wasn't sure that I had the permission to actually be that. So a lot of it is relief and just, it's kind of joy, because they get to be seen, and it's reflected in their blueprint. That's, they came here to be this unique energy. And then they have that awareness, and then they can just expand into that energy and be who they came here to be. And embody that. And it's very powerful.
And one of the things that you said was give them permission. And isn't it interesting as coaches, consultants, that just that being able to say, it's okay to be this. It's in your chart, or it's in your DNA, or
Yeah.
What I always say is we're hardwired certain ways. We really are.
We really are. And we came in with this software. We're hardwired.
Yeah.
And own it.
And that's the big one.
Yeah.
So once they actually own that, it gives them that confidence.
Yes.
It gives them that.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest aha when I first sit down with them and share their design with them. And then later on, they get to use the tools and try the experiment. I say human design is an experiment. You have to try it on for yourself. You don't have to believe everything that I'm telling you, but the more you get into your design, you'll really realize this is me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, because they've come out and said it's like a blueprint, but it isn't, you don't have to use it like that.
Right. Exactly. You can use it however fits best, how you want to use it for yourself.
Yeah.
And it can go so deep.
And then, because we're talking about Tantra also, I think we have to kind of define what Tantra is, because sometimes that can be like, and I know that you come from, a executive background. So
for 33 years almost, I've been executive. Yeah.
And you come from a logical place.
Yes, absolutely.
But yet Tantra to many is.
Yeah, I think that word can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. To me, it means it's all of life. It's, from birth to death and just being in our bodies through this whole experience of life. We get to be in our bodies. And so the Tantra for me, it's weaving together different modalities like grounding, like working on your chakras and breath work, and just really paying more and the five senses, and just more about being in the body. That's what Tantra is to me. And it's intimacy with myself, with others, and intimacy and energy, and just connection, and really paying attention to those subtle energies. And it really helps. It goes hand in hand with human design.
Yeah, it sounds like it, because it's like Tantra helps us to expand into the blueprint.
Yes.
And it deepens through the awareness of the energy.
Right.
And the body.
Yes.
Because, Tantra is as an embodiment, is using a lot of the breath. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it connects us to our centers, which is our chakras, but yet also the meridians.
Yes.
And there's so many more things that we could talk about with the dopamine to the blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah. And the human design and the pathways where that energy goes. It's so vast. But yes, so the Tantra with the chakra work, especially knowing because that correlates with the human design centers.
Yeah.
And what those energy centers hold for us.
Wow. Just to merge the two of them together is so powerful.
Perfect marriage. It really is. It really does go hand in hand.
Yeah. Wow, that was great. And I found this study in 2014 out of one of the universities that said that people are better at sensing their own bodies, and that when they self-regulate the emotional coherence. And that has to do with the study had to prove about the stress level. And I know people don't want to talk about stress. They really don't.
Right. But you have to wonder, what did they stress about? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? And so I think with human design, you have that blueprint, you have that awareness of what you came here to be, and then just self-regulating with that understanding of your energy and grounding and doing some breath work. And that brings your body back into coherence with your breath, and so that you can get back in your body. And the stress really does just kind of dissipate when you can be in your body.
I really feel that we need to talk about stress, about understanding that this much stress and this much stress and this much stress is real, and the body doesn't know the difference, right? Because it's the neural nets, neural pathways, everything is still bing, 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 and that fire puts us in a place where the body goes, whoa, 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 whoa. And you can have that brain fog.
Yeah. And I think the more times that you can get your body into coherence, into that relaxed state, then then that becomes your neural pathway. And then you have that, and then you're reminded more often, oh, this is the baseline. This is how I'm supposed to feel in joy in my body and not up here. So it's practice. It takes practice and we're constantly practicing. I get myself, in a tizzy, but it's nice to have these tools to come back to. And again, the awareness, it's just so huge because it's permission. So.
And the thing that you said is the practice. And that's one thing that I teach all the time is stop being so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a high-level exec, entrepreneur, or you work at a grocery. It doesn't matter where you think you are in your life. The thing is we're really practicing, and we all mess up.
Yeah.
We all put our foots in our mouths.
They're not mistakes. We're just learning. We're evolving.
Yeah.
And that's part of these lessons.
And even at 63 years young.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And giving ourselves grace for that space.
Big time grace.
And for everyone else too. Everyone else is learning. And that's always nice to remember.
And not to be judging around other people.
That's a huge one.
Last week I was at a conference and I had a roommate that, I know her, but I had never roomed with her or really gotten to know her. And it was interesting because it's the same thing. How am I showing up?
Right.
How is she showing up? And at one point she was saying things and I'm like, okay, you're being mama bear right now. And she's like, you're right. And it's like, but it wasn't a judgment. It was
an awareness.
It was awareness.
Yeah.
And there was nothing we had to explain to each other.
Isn't that nice? It's so much nicer that way. Yeah. And no one's triggered and no one's reacting. We can just respond.
Yeah.
Say thank you for that. Thank you for that awareness.
Yeah. And in 2022, they did another study. And I know I love studies because it shows that the human brain and what we're going through. And this was a major review by the neuroscience. Now, I love these guys when they come out because it showed the increased body awareness that it improves the alignment between how you really feel. And we say this, but we always say, I think this way, or I think this way. Like we said, we're in our heads. How you really feel and you act. And what does that really mean? I want you to, I know we've gotten into this a couple times and we've done this one, but is there anything else that when someone's not stressful, where they can come from that can really help them?
I'll just use me as an example
today. Go ahead. Tell us.
Just because I was a little bit nervous today because I was going to be on camera. So it really was taking a breath, doing a check-in with myself. Where am I on my scale of 0 to 10? It's like, I was about a 6. And so just really, for me, it's just, I check in with my belly first. How is my belly? Is my belly tight? Yep, it's tight. So I move some breath into my belly and I check with my booty. Is my booty tight? Yes, it's tight. And so I just send breath down there and then I ground into the floor. And then I take a few more deep breaths and just kind of shake it out and just get back into the body.
Thank you. And also, this has just been wonderful. So if you could tell everybody, because I know the viewers are like, wait, I'm kind of leaning in. Now what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
So what's your free gift?
The free gift is you can get your free chart. You go to my website, anniegerber.net, and navigate over to the Get Your Chart. And then from there, once you get your chart, you can get a free reading and it will go a little bit deeper into your human design type and what your strategy is and the best way to move through the world. It's just kind of like a little glimpse of your human design. Yeah. Not to overwhelm you, but to just get you excited.
Oh, okay. That sounds wonderful. I think I'm going to do that again because it's been a while.
It's always great to revisit. I'm always revisiting my human design.
So just go ahead and click on that QR code right there and get that. I challenge you. I'm challenging you to do it. Any final words, please?
Yeah, I'd say be curious. Go to my website, get your free chart. And even if that's as far as you go, and just kind of see what you think and see, get a vibe for it. And if you're curious and you're interested, go a little bit deeper. Check in with your body too and see if it feels good, if it's something that might be up your alley.
And remember that checking in with your body can mean that little just take a breath and feel the ridges.
Yeah. And is it a yes in your body? Are you pulled towards it? Is this something that your body reacts to?
Yeah. Because you'll know.
Oh, absolutely. Your body knows.
But most people, they don't know how to connect to that like that. But you really do, because all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, you're like, wow, I feel different. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
So if you would like to experience more of me beyond today's show, I would love to gift you with a membership of the Energize Energy Reset Session. Now, this is just gentle movements of Tai Chi movements, and it's designed to help you to calm, clear, and ground. So go ahead and take the picture of that QR code right there, and I hope to see you online soon. And then also, these are just 2 of my books, and it's the foundation of what I teach. So I would love if you would like to go ahead and grab those and come along with us every week, because it's powerful when you get those, because this energy of this book and Ignite is the powerful part. So next week, we're going to deep dive into why so many high-performing people feel exhausted. So mark your calendar, because next week you're going to love this conversation. And remember also that your energy is the music of your life. Keep it tuned, keep it flowing, and keep it shining bright. And I'll be right here every Thursday at 11 o'clock Pacific to help you to bring more wisdom, energy, and golden nuggets to lift you higher. And you know, this isn't just a show. It's a movement. It's a global impact. Until next time, keep igniting your energy, activating your joy, and always elevating your abundance. Fire and soul. Look within your heart, let your spirit flow. Ask for what you want, show them what you got. Take it to the top, don't you ever stop. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration. Shine, shine, shine on. Before you go, take a moment and ask yourself one simple question. What am I taking with me from this conversation? I'm Angel Marie, and this is EnergizeUtv.